Chapter 7. For the most part, everyone was inside of their boarded-up homes, and the streets were barren, hot, and empty. My phone started vibrating, and I reached into my pocket to see who it was. Luckily for me, it was Kelsia from the Herber shop telling me that they were going to open up today because some other people had been asking to stop by and pick up some repair kits for their boards. I said okay and hung up before any scavengers tried to catch me lacking while I wasn't paying attention on the road. And still, I was about an hour's ride from the shop, so I was hanging tight in the meantime. There was nothing to worry about. The patrols were distracted by the missing boat and the people trying to pass through from the other wards, and it almost seemed too easy, but by this point I was arriving at the shop, so it was time to get my hands dirty and to fix up my board. I opened the door and walked into the shop, and there were lots of parts and boards everywhere like usual. Cassia greeted me hello and handed me the parts to start the repair. I paid her the credits and started working silently while she counted the shop's inventory. It was rough, but after a few hours it was done and better than ever with the new upgrades installed, and Cassia was very impressed with my work and added her own shop's secret finishing touches. Just when I was getting ready to exit the shop, a group of men appeared outside and stormed through the door, demanding all of their parts that the shop had, or death. Calcia screamed death and reached for her rifle and pointed it at the men. I stopped her before she did, because they only wanted a reason to draw theirs and to rob the shop. The R ward was storming with patrols, and I know wherever they got in, they didn't want to draw any attention to themselves or us. When I looked closer, I recognized their jackets. These were the men that Xantz called me to help take down, and we destroyed their boards before they could overtake the park. I tilted my hat and told them they had to leave now for threatening the owner, and that if they caused any more trouble that they wouldn't see tomorrow with the patrol swarming the area. Then I drew my sword and stood firm for the next response. Then from the back of the crowd, a voice of the leader came out to me and Kelsia and said, "Aren't you one of the guys that destroyed our equipment in the first place? You're lucky we're surrounded or I'd blow your head right off. Our boss has big plans for you," and he laughed. I stood firm with my blade gripped. Calcia exchanged the parts for the credits they had and told them never to come back again, or she would shoot them on sight. They kicked over some boxes of parts and stormed out of the door swiftly. Once they were out of sight, I sheathed my sword and asked Calcia if she was okay. She responded never better and told me that she was ready to close down and head back to her base. I said okay, and we parted ways. Now I was going to have to figure out how to make it out of the R ward without crossing the water, because whatever took down that patrol ship is most definitely multiplying and looking for more of whatever I'm made of to keep it going.